And welcome back to the Next Guy Up podcast. Just so you guys know, we never actually talk about who's going to start the podcast. So we all just looked at each other for like 5 seconds. And then I was like, yeah, I guess it's me today. So welcome in. We have a huge weekend of football ahead of us. We are going to tell you what you need to know to be able to watch this weekend and enjoy some football. We have a best of the rest game headed your way. This has been a very fun series to cover. We have another fun game for you. A Butch Jones appearance on the podcast. Shout out to the guy who ruined my college experience. We have our picks for the best game of the week and who to watch. We are going to give you the ultimate guide to football watching for this weekend, and what is shaping up to be a very fun and high action weekend of football.
And
So,
Ryder
boys,
Cup.
how we doing? Ryder Cup as well. We will probably not be previewing that very much, but
No, but it's happening. It's a big sports weekend.
sure.
Couldn't imagine not being on my couch for 24 hours each day. Oh wait, I have a anniversary trip planned. That was smart timing.
Listen, it's fine.
It's fine.
You said you're going to be out and about watching the college games on Saturday, though.
Yeah,
right?
we've mapped out some restaurants and places we're going to be hanging out. It's just a very chill trip, just relaxing. No
Pumpkin
little
patch?
children, no pumpkin patches. We will be watching games, doing, just hanging out, eating. No little children asking us 10,000 questions every 10 minutes. That's what my life revolves around right now.
That may be so, but the Tinsley I know does not relax ever. He'll be sweating out a bet, all hyped up,
true.
and it will be 10 o'clock at night while I'm asleep, and he'll be sweating out a parlay that will win.
It's true. That does happen.
Speaking into existence.
North Carolina. I did already look. North Carolina is a legal gambling state, so I don't have to worry. I don't have to use a bookie service like I do when I'm in Florida. Just joking. I never do that.
You would never do that and break rules.
Never ever.
You've never broken a rule in your life.
It's a fact.
Never once.
No ding dong ditching. That's never happened either.
I'm a big rule following guy. That's what they say about me.
We do have the college slate this week is very fun. If you're a long time listener of the pod, you'll be familiar with the system. The system is back this week. There's a lot of system games. The system we really leaned into it heavy 2 years ago, and it really hit. We won a lot of money betting on it, but it's where a ranked team is on the road, and against an unranked team, and then the atmosphere just tends to be big in those spots, and it's kind of ripe for the upset. And there is a bunch of spots this week where this is possible, which makes for some fun football. A lot of upsets. Hopefully not Tennessee, even though they are in a system spot this week. Makes me a little nervous. But there's a lot of other games as well. So a lot of big and good teams on the road and some big atmospheres. Ohio State's going to Washington. I think that's shaping up to be a pretty fun one. So exciting stuff happening.
These are the weekends, the sports weekends you look forward to in the dog days of June when we're desperate for football. The draft's over, OTAs are over. Like when there's no football. I mean, I love basketball as much as the next guy. Hockey's cool, but nothing beats football. So just soak it up. We're week 4 of the NFL. We're week 5 of college football. We're in the heart and soul of football right now.
Heart and soul.
It won't be too long where we'll have a playoff baseball with preseason NBA and then NHL. I think there's a day where it all overlaps, or a couple days where everything's still in season, maybe even a week or two of where it all is at the same time. You literally have all the major sports going on at the same time.
College basketball practices start up in like 2 weeks, or even less than that, actually. Shout out.
Speaking of basketball, shout out Bruce Pearl retiring.
Bruce Pearl.
We can rapid fire some. I feel like there's been a lot of news this week. Shout out to Zion Williamson.
Lost a bunch of weight. Looking
Actually,
healthy.
looks like he's in shape. I
Look
heard
out.
MVP odds are like 25,000.
Oh, well, time to
It's
sprinkle
pretty
almost
good.
That's like my Geno Smith MVP bet. Not looking
Geno
good, by the way.
Smith MVP. What a bet that was.
Not looking great. Jackson Dart starting for the Giants. Shout out to my bench.
Yeah. Shout out to Zach's bench.
Tinsley, didn't you like have him on your fantasy team or something?
Yeah, I needed to drop him for 1 week and was hoping to get him back. And then,
Please tell me what player you dropped him for. Okay. I was hoping it was somebody that he knew.
It was Rams, or no, I had Rams defense. I didn't want to drop I didn't want to drop them, so I picked up the Falcons defense because they were playing the Panthers, and the Panthers are bad. And then
you don't have that defense anymore.
And then the Panthers won 30-0.
Well, the guys in a group text I watched before my eyes, which Tinsley said apparently the odds for Rookie of the Year, which I never took it because I thought it was maybe going to go halfway through the season, if not further. I didn't know, especially when we had Russell Wilson thrown for over 400 yards. I thought his job was safe. I was wrong. But I literally watched it go from Tinsley said it was 2,500, right? Is that what you said the odds were? Something crazy like that.
It was 1,200. I looked at it right when it got announced. But the night before, right after the game, I was looking at it just because of how Russell played. And Dayball like kind of left the door open that like maybe a QB change was up, like going to happen. But the odds were still at plus 5,000 because he wasn't supposed to start until like past halfway through the year.
Yeah, so I literally saw it at 1,200, said it's a steal. For some reason, felt like I needed to go text the boys about it. And then when I got back on, it changed to, at the time, plus 800. Now it's at plus 650.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah,
Cameron Ward, he because one person moves up, all these other odds get shifted. So Cameron Ward went down because of
Why are you
Jackson
calling him
Darts.
Cameron.
That's what he goes by. Have you not seen this? He asked to go by Cameron Ward. Look it up.
That he lost himself some swag, some vibes.
I have a theory. I think it's because he didn't want to like Cam Newton, like Cam. There's Cams out there, so he wanted to be Cameron Ward.
I'd love to be associated with Cam Newton. Weird guy, but great quarterback.
For a little bit. Anyways, plus 850. I'm taking that. I'm just kidding.
I like
change offensive coordinators or play calling. I wish it was changed the whole coaching. True. But anyways, change play calling. So
yeah, the QB coach.
Nobody wants to listen to Titans talk though.
Mike Gundy out at Oklahoma State.
Yeah, not surprising. Kind of surprised they did it in the middle of the year, but
no, they've looked very, very bad.
Yeah, that's true.
What happened to Dabo?
Nothing.
Okay.
Yeah, he nothing. Yeah, they're not gonna fire Dabo, but he might just get sick of it and resign or something. I don't know. He's been pretty fired up.
I will tell you the same thing though. I remember back in the day, it was Philip Fulmer was the coach at Tennessee, and he went 6-6 or 7-5 2 years in a row, and he got fired. He won a national championship 3 years prior, and they were or maybe it was a couple more years than that, I guess. But
yeah,
it was yeah, I think we're good here. And it's wow, he's coached here for very long time and won a national championship. Had a had a legacy going, and it was yeah, sorry, you're out, you're washed. It does feel sort of
kind of like that.
You put a couple of seasons together where it's kind of just you've lost your touch, and you may not get it back. Could be done. It's you've flown too close to the sun where you set the expectation too high for the program now that everyone else is ruined behind you because of it.
Yeah.
You also ruined yourself in your own job.
I will say, I think they absolutely just run it up on North Carolina this weekend. Dabo,
North Carolina stinks.
Yeah, I know. That's
so bad.
This was supposed to be a very, highly anticipated matchup.
Yeah, it ended up being
people were talking. This could have been an ACC championship preview, but
like bottom 25% of the ACC rankings playing each other now.
Yeah, I do think
Pretty
Dabo
bad.
just takes some anger out on poor old Jordan's team.
I can't believe, this is Clemson and Dabo versus Bill Belichick, and it's like no one's even going to care. It's going to be like,
I know. I can't wait for this Hulu documentary to come out about North Carolina. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be the best, man. What a disaster.
it does seem like a true nightmare situation over there. Yeah.
It's awesome. I love it. What any other headlines laying around? That was rapid fire. What the heck is going on in sports?
News. Yeah.
Can't think of anything else.
I feel like that was the big stuff.
That was the big stuff. It's kind of sad though. We probably just watched the last of Russell Wilson. Like that's it. He's done. No more. No one else is gonna give the Moonball King any more shots.
Kirk Cousins got on the field, Tom. Shout out Kirk.
Yeah, the Falcons don't like him. Did you see the head coach's press conference about it? They asked if essentially if Michael Penix kept playing this way, like would there be a quarterback situation? He said, because they're asked why Kirk got to go in. He said the game was out of hand. I don't want anybody getting hurt. Kirk lost his job last year. We're not even close to that situation with Mike right now. So it's like, oh wow.
Yeah, I had heard there was some animosity there between Kirk and the Falcons. Like Kirk really wanted out, and they're like, "No, sorry."
Yeah, and he got him in trouble. The owner had to pay a big fine because he said, "Oh yeah, I was injured at the end of the year. They just didn't put me on the report because I wasn't playing." And that's a big fine from the NFL.
Oh, it felt probably was intentional there.
Yeah. Yeah, and then we got overseas games start this week in the NFL. Everybody, so
ready.
Yeah, first game. I'm gonna be on Eastern time this weekend. I'm not looking forward to it. I'll be honest. I hate Eastern time. I don't know how Zach operates on that. It's truly the worst.
It's not. Yeah, it's especially. It's that last game. It's like the 8:00 kickoff games my time that it just they don't end until like 11:30 midnight. It's like
well, what are we doing?
I'm not watching that.
I mean, I will be, but
okay. Right. Do we want to jump into our best of the rest? Where we want to start here?
Yeah, let's start with best of the rest.
So we have
big time one this week.
Big one, yeah. We've been covering games. So if you're just popping in here, we've been finding games from around the country that are non-Power 4 teams that have a very close spread. This is a 1.5 point spread, so this is and we've been successful so far. All three games have been very fun. They've all went over the point totals. I think all three of them really have been very competitive games. And so I think this is going to be another one like this. We are covering your Arkansas State Red Wolves playing at Louisiana Monroe. Big time matchup in the Sun Belt here. This is the first Sun Belt game for Arkansas State, I know. I'm covering Arkansas State, so me and Tins both do a little bit of a breakdown of each team, and then we talk about it, pick our favorite bet. So this Arkansas State team means a lot to me in a bad way, because their coach is Butch Jones. He's now in his 5th season at Arkansas State. This is the same Butch Jones who coached at the University of Tennessee for a while. Coached the likes of Josh Dobbs and Alvin Kamara and Jawan Jennings, some big pieces of the NFL. Now he's coaching at Arkansas State. So shout out to him for his life and his career. He has an offensive coordinator named Keith Heckendorf.
Oh,
pretty fun.
Name. I got to throw bombs down the field.
They also have a new defensive coordinator named Griff McCarley. His first name is Griff. It's a very defensive coordinator name there. So last year they went 8-5, so they had a pretty good season. They won their bowl game over Bowling Green, their first bowl win since 2019. So Butch Jones really has this program moving in the right direction. Some people have said, and they have a couple of people. They are in the preseason Sunbelt poll. They are projected to finish third in the West, so not super high aspirations here, but I think they could have a fun season, even though they've started off pretty poor. A couple of names and a couple of people that you want to watch. I always have to give a couple just so as you're watching it, you kind of know who the key people are. Jalen Rayner, quarterback. He's a returning starter from last year, so that always bodes pretty well. Corey Rucker, he holds the Arkansas State career receiving yardage record, over 3,000 receiving yards. He was a first-team preseason All-Sun Belt pick. So shout out to him. You will hear his name, Corey Rucker. A couple more guys. Brian Whitehead, a defensive end. 10.5 tackles for loss last season. And overall, so a couple things. I do think the offense is not bad. I think they've got some pieces there that really work together. Having Rayner come back is pretty good. Also, the biggest weakness, I think you're going to hear a similar story from Tins, is the defense is not very good. Giving up a lot of points. Both of our teams that we're covering today have gotten really beat pretty bad by some SEC teams so far. Obviously, that's not ultra telling of their kind of upside, but I think that is they lost 56-14 to Arkansas. They gave up 420 yards to Taylor Green, Arkansas's quarterback. That's not ideal there. No. Maybe if you wanted to look to see what they're actually capable of, last week they lost to Kennesaw State 28-21. The Kennesaw State quarterback had 409 yards of total offense. So they're just not really interested in playing defense, it seems as though. And I think that will probably impact some of our picks here in a little bit. But yeah, Arkansas State, I'm not going to call them a fun team to watch. There might be a lot of points scored at least. So that's where we're at. Tins, what do you got?
UL Monroe. So all right, so UL Monroe. We're down here in Louisiana, and one thing about Louisiana is it produces good football players. Lots of 3, 4, and 5-star players come out of the state of Louisiana, and they all can't go to LSU.
True.
Traditionally, LA Tech is very good. Lafayette, Louisiana, so they're all good programs. This team is full of good athletes, but none of them are playing defense for this team. This team has given up. Let's see. The first game of the year, they won 29-0 against St. Francis, who I didn't even know had a football team.
Seems like good defense there.
Yeah. Then they lose to Alabama 73-0 after Alabama loses to Florida State. They put some punishment on.
Yeah, they got stuck on the get that game right there.
Yeah. And then last week they did win 31-25 to UTEP. But UTEP had 4 turnovers in the red zone. That's 4 possessions that should have ended in points, so they could have scored even more. UTEP's quarterback threw for 404 yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 picks, but he also had 2 fumbles.
We got some fireworks coming up, boys.
Yeah. So the thing about UL Monroe's offense is it is categorized as a spread option. So they don't throw the ball very well. Their leading receiver on the year has 76 yards after 3 games. But they run the ball. They are 4 deep at running back. They have a wide receiver. Their leading receiver is also taking a lot of end rounds and jet sweeps.
Yeah.
Player from Notre Dame. His name was Jake Godfrey. So they've got some pieces. They do return 4 of their 5 starting offensive linemen from last year. I'm a big believer in continuity on the offensive line is a good thing. So they fit what that offense likes to do. So, yeah, I agree. I think we're going to see points. This team is really struggling in the defensive backfield. Their defensive line solid. They've done well against the run, but they have just absolutely just holes all over the secondary. They lost their best two players to the transfer portal and did not do a good job replacing them. So they've got like true freshmen playing corner on one side and then a junior who's just not very good. So I think this is going to be like it's gonna be one of those games that's like weird. You're gonna see a lot of like weird touchdowns, jet sweeps, reverses, probably some college football plays like punt returns, things like that. Like, these are just two teams that are. I mean, they're built. It's the Sun Belt game. Sun Belt is the fun belt. This quarterback is not afraid of running. He's a sophomore. His name, where'd it go? He started as a true freshman last year, and he only threw for like 1,400 yards in 12 starts. Like, they just don't throw the ball.
Yeah, it's okay. It's like we're not very good at throwing the ball. We're just not going to try.
We're just not going to do it.
We're going to get our guys the ball and just let them go running around.
Most of their passes are quick screens in and out of the backfield. Like, it's just not. It's not what you're used to seeing. But I think that's going to.
You can pass on the Arkansas State defense. Yeah.
Yeah. The way it's
wide
matching
open.
up, it's weakness against weakness. Like, neither one of these teams is very good. Like, Monroe can't really pass the ball, but Arkansas can't defend the pass. So which one's worse? Like, and I think the same thing. I think Arkansas State,
it's for a fun game,
can't really pass the ball either, but Monroe for sure cannot stop the pass. I mean, they let UTEP throw for 400. The quarterback threw for 400 yards, and sacks count as negative yards on passing. And he got sacked a few times. So,
yeah,
I mean, it's just insane.
I think it's probably going to be an ugly game.
An ugly, high-scoring game.
It's kind of the kind of game that Butch Jones wins a lot of times, unfortunately. But so I think we've decided we're going with the over. 54.5.
3-0 so far, by the way.
We are. All three games have hit the over so far. I think we're going to keep rolling with it.
Do we think weather matters?
Well, they don't pass the ball, so probably not.
That's true. Just get some crazy runs. I feel like they play in a dome. I know UTEP does. Maybe. That's a question I'll find out right now.
I think that'll be a fun game. I think it'll at least be wild. I anticipate. We love a shootout around here, so on the football field, to be clear. Okay, so as Tens goes ahead and reviews that, we are going to break down some of the things we are ready to be on the lookout for over the course of this weekend. A lot of games happening. Let's start. No dome. Bummer.
I think it's UTEP that plays in a dome.
It's probably pretty hot there.
Probably.
El Paso.
All right.
So let's start with player to watch of the week. Player matchup to watch. Mason, we've been in the college world. What do you got for us? I know you got some NFL cooking.
That's a lucky guess there. How'd you know? It got brought up. Two of my points from our categories actually got brought up at the beginning of this episode.
Ooh.
Nice little tease there. So the player to watch is one. You all could guess it. Jackson Dart against the 3-0 Chargers.
I'll be watching him.
I'm excited here. Here is, go ahead, Tens.
I was just gonna say that rookies making their first start. Do you have this stat against the spread?
No, go ahead.
They're like 12 for 32 against the spread when making your first start. First round quarterbacks.
Let me see. What was the spread? Was it 6.5 points? 6. Okay.
It's a tease.
It's the backup bump doesn't apply if you're starting because everyone knows you're starting.
Yeah.
He would have had to have been thrown into the game.
Yeah, they should have let Russ play the first play and then benched
Let
him.
Russ cook. So we have obviously a huge sample size for college, but a small sample size for NFL. You could say, well, in preseason he played against backups and stuff, which is the case. But I did want to throw out real quick his stats. Completed 32 of 47 passes, 372 yards, 3 touchdowns. No interceptions, and he had 6 carries for 52 rushing yards and a rushing touchdown, which I do like him to score a touchdown at plus 275.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that's what it was when I last looked.
Yeah, he
So
likes
I'm
to
going to
run.
go with that. If the Chargers defense continues to play as well as they will, he'll probably be looking to try to make some plays with his legs. We saw that in college. We saw a touchdown, rushing touchdown in preseason. So I'm going to go with that for, plus 250 now
Okay.
on DraftKings to score a
Yeah,
touchdown.
I'm excited that Jackson's starting. They've been doing some packages with him doing the RPO stuff with Cam Scatterboo, so we've got to see him a little bit. I think they'll do a lot of that, but I like him. He was a fun kid to watch in college. He shot up the draft boards. Um, I really liked him. I didn't love where he landed. I didn't really want him to be a Giant just because their organization's kind of a dumpster fire, but I think he's going to end up being a good pro. And if John Gruden loves you as much as he loves Jackson Dart, then that's saying something because he loves the kid. I like watching Gruden's QB class thing that he did. He did with a bunch of the rookies. He absolutely loves Jackson Dart. Called him the evil Knievel of quarterbacks.
Wow, love that.
So I like that in a quarterback. A little reckless.
Little risk taker.
Yeah.
All right. 10. So you got?
All right. For NFL, quickly, I got Trey Benson, second year player out of Florida State. They kind of drafted him to be the future like RB1 of the team. James Conner, unfortunately, goes down with a pretty bad fractured ankle. That might be it for James Conner. It was a compound fracture. It's really hard to come back from that. But I really like Trey Benson, electric playmaker from the Florida State team a few years ago. So fun player. I'm sure if you play fantasy football, he was everyone's secret guy to go get this week. I've got a thing with fantasy football guys on Twitter right now. I'm just sorry, I'm making fun.
Well, guess what? He's already on my team. Tinsley threatened to get rid of a bench spot for next year, just for everybody to
we got too
know
many
that
bench
cares.
spots. We got too many bench spots.
But
Ruining the spirit of the
he's
game.
mad about it because Trey Benson was already on a roster, which was mine.
Oh, not mad about it. We have too many bench spots.
Oh yeah. I like to stash all these backup running backs, as you can tell.
Well, you're gonna get one less
I'm excited
opportunity
as well.
next year.
If you listen to this pod when it comes out, he'll be playing. It's Thursday night game, so
Yeah.
we'll see what happens.
I keep forgetting it's Seahawks Cardinals this Thursday night.
Yeah.
It's very
Yeah,
it's
so
not a
you'll get
random
to
matchup because they're divisional, but
so you won't
and
have
then
to wait long to see that exciting player to watch.
it's
Tens.
true. It's very true. And then my college player to watch is Dante Moore, quarterback for Oregon, going into Beaver Stadium, night game whiteout at Penn State. Like this is an electric atmosphere. All eyeballs are going to be on him. The Heisman race is now wide open with the injury to John Mateer. Dante Moore is second in odds at plus 850. This is an Oregon team who's just been a buzzsaw so far. They haven't played anybody. That's the thing.
Not
This is
even with the pulse. Not even like
yeah,
a single pulse has been played.
exactly. But this is what Oregon does. They just early part of the year they just absolutely beat up on people. And can Penn State win a big game? Like James Franklin is known as a big game choking coach. Like he just doesn't do it in the big spotlight. And this is as big as it gets as far as a week 5 college football matchup. So I'm very excited to see if Dante Moore can seize the moment and kind of put their stamp like Oregon belongs in the top 3 by going in here and winning this game and looking good the way he has so far. So he is my player to watch for the weekend. honestly, if you think Oregon's going to win, you bet Dante Moore right now to win the Heisman. That's how that would play out.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
It's so I will just say that my player to watch is actually on the other side of the ball in that game. That'll be Drew Aller. Had a lot of Heisman talk before the season began. He was the reason that Penn State has been so hyped up. He's honestly not looked great so far. I mean, Penn State as a whole has looked a little bit just not perfect, whereas Oregon has looked as dialed as you can be playing inferior competition. Both of these programs have essentially not played against any kind of real competition so far. So this will be the first test for both of these quarterbacks. Both the quarterbacks have been hyped up and are anticipated. But like I said, Drew Aller's numbers are not very impressive to start the year. They haven't lost a game yet, so no one's talking about him. Joining that kind of group of quarterbacks who are hyped up, who have really fallen flat, like the the DJ Lagways and the Arch Mannings and the quarterbacks who've just struggled. Nussmeier's also in that camp of not played very well, but you've won your games. And so all of a sudden people are talking about you as if you're still very good, even though you haven't played great. Drew Aller is in that same conversation. So it's time to step up in the whiteout, huge environment. Going to be a very fun game to watch, I think.
For sure.
Yeah, I mean, I think that environment's going to kind of make up a couple points for Penn State. So should be a fun one to watch. I think Oregon's a better team, but
I mean, if Drew Aller doesn't play well and they lose, then Penn State fans are going to be wondering if they let the right quarterback transfer or not. Because
they already are. Bo Prabula
has looked pretty good. Like he's putting up stats.
He's been very good at Missouri so far. He's had very good numbers. Yeah. Okay, moving on. We're going to go to our upset spot of the week. Who do you think could potentially pull an upset? Mason.
So are the rules plus 200 or more?
I think that's a threshold that you could go with.
I may have cheated just a little bit. Sorry,
it's
everybody.
Right.
I'm going to go with plus 164, so almost there. And that's going to be the Buccaneers against the Eagles. Just because if the Eagles continue to play the way that they did in that first half, which was horrendous, I'm going to go over the stats in a minute. I believe that the Buccaneers would have actually been favored in this game at home. The stats are literally insane. The Eagles gained only 33 net yards in the first half. On passing, Jalen Hurts was 4 for 8 for 17 yards. On the ground, Saquon Barkley carried 7 times for 13 yards. Eagles offense was 0 for 6 on third down. And the only touchdown that they had was their cheating play, the tush push, which they had a blatant false start that did not get a flag thrown. The play before the scoring one was, I'm doing quotations for everybody, obviously listening on podcast, but the one that scored was a legal formation, but the one before that was a blatant false start that did not get called. Some saying tush push merchants, possibly, but obviously they came back in the second half, which you're like, hey Mason, it's a 4-quarter game, or you're not giving credit for that second half. I can't get over how bad they look at times, and then we just forget about it. So I'm going to go with the Buccaneers at home. By the way, we talked about it last week. Baker went down and they had a scoring play to win the game. So I'm going to go with the Buccaneers here.
I want your upset to happen so bad. I am pretty anti-Eagle. I cannot stand them. They blocked 2 field goals, returned them to help them win that game.
A lot had to happen. That's why I'm like that score. If you just box score watched it, and you'd be like, oh wow, Eagles were really in that game. They had a lot go their way in order to pull that off.
Yeah, I just think that the Bucs have had to use up a lot of magic, and I mean maybe Baker's just gonna do it. But they have been bitten with the injury bug so bad. Mike Evans is going to miss this game. He's probably going to miss a couple games. But I did see today that Chris Godwin was a full participant in practice, and so was Tristan Wirfs. If they get both of those guys back,
there you go.
I I think if they're both back, if they're both announced they're going to be playing, Mason, you would get amazing closing line value because right now it's plus 3.5. I think it ends up as a pick 'em with those two guys. They're so important to that team.
And that's why I'm taking it right now. Both teams 3-0, by the way. One of the few matchups where we have undefeated teams playing against each other. So
love it.
Love it.
Okay, Tins.
My upset of the week is also not plus 200, but that's okay. We're going out west at plus 154, and we're going to do it, guys. We're going to take the Jacksonville Jaguars to upset the 49ers.
Wow.
The 49ers are banged up. Their strength and conditioning coach, fraud of the week. Ricky Pearsall, hurt in practice today. Doubtful for the game. Who they're going to throw to? I don't know.
Who are you guys going to throw to?
We have healthy wide receivers. They just can't catch right now. Trevor Lawrence ranked 8th in accuracy while the team is leading the league in drops. Again, it's fun. It's fun times. But this game, the Jags are 1-12 1-12 in their last 13 games out west. It's not been fun. We've not ever been very good out west.
You're not selling me there.
I know.
Some anti-stats for you.
Here's the thing. I have drank all the Kool-Aid I can drink on Liam Cohen. He has turned this team around. You cannot tell me that in the last 10 years, a game like that happens last week, we lose that game 10 out of 10 times. He's got the boys fired up. He's got the boys believing in themselves. We're going to beat the 49ers, and then next week on Monday Night Football against the Kansas City Chiefs, we end them. We end the Kansas City Chiefs. We're going to essentially eliminate them for the rest of the season. They will be done after next week, and the Jaguars will be 4-2. And that's my bold prediction. That's my upset of the week. This starts an avalanche for the rest of my season.
I think avalanches are typically not good things.
It's not a good thing for everyone else in the social media world.
You want your season to get covered in snow and ice?
No. The Jaguars are the avalanche that's coming to destroy the rest of the NFL.
Okay.
If we win this game.
Zach, that explains his 6:26 p.m. text message saying, I'm doing the thing tonight for my upset of the week. Double text, I'll be making a statement as well. That avalanche. It's a statement, all right.
Beat the Chiefs.
We're beating the 49ers. And then from there, it's a problem. We're one bad ref call away from being 3-0 right now.
It's true.
You've got a beat up Brock Purdy with turf toe. A couple drop passes.
I had the Jags
Brock Purdy coming in injured. He's going to play, but he shouldn't. That's a bad decision by him. Do they have Christian McCaffrey? Sure. Do I have Christian McCaffrey on all my fantasy football teams? I sure do. But he's going to have a bad day. This Jaguars defense is playing at a very high level. PFF grades it as the number 2 overall defense in the whole league right now.
That's pretty good.
I've been a little anti-Italian. Our defensive coordinator, Campanelli, super Italian. I might be back on the Italians. I might be an Italian guy.
That's something right there.
I might make some Sunday gravy. Italians are back.
Statement of the pod, everybody.
What a take.
I hope Zach labels this episode of the podcast Italians are back.
Italians are back.
Everybody would be confused. Okay.
Okay, good. So my upset spot of the week, I'm going to go to the West Coast as well. Ohio State traveling to Washington in a very tough environment. I think this Washington, since Michael Penix is gone, the environment's been a little bit underrated. This plus 260, so this is a pretty significant upset spot. But they're 8.5-point underdogs. They have a quarterback who's been playing exceptionally well this season so far. His name is DeMond Williams Jr. He earned Big Ten Co-Offensive Player of the Week in Week 3. He's been playing very well so far. He has 778 passing yards so far this season. I think this is a spot where this is like a trust your environment, trust your stadium, trust the long road trip for the college team that's not used to taking long road trips like this. It just feels like one of those spots where they're going to be their crowd's not going to travel as well as it might to some other games. It's just kind of a foreign environment to them, and I think it's going to make a difference. Yeah. So I just feel like it's enough to cover a couple points. You make a couple mistakes, all of a sudden it's an interesting game, and you're in a pretty bad spot there.
Yeah, you're 2,000 miles away from home, the comfort of Columbus, Ohio. You're in the sleepy mountains of Washington, and you get a pick six on you or a kick return, and all of a sudden it's just not as easy as it's supposed to be. Everyone talks about the West Coast Big Ten teams having to travel east. We don't talk about everyone having to go west. It's a hard thing to do for some people. For some
people
teams.
are going to really that Penn State environment's going to be awesome, but I will tell you that I think this Washington environment's going to be pretty electric.
Yeah,
especially if it's exciting going into. It's kind of earlier in the day. It's not a night game there, but I think it'll be fun. So,
if you combine all of our upsets and bet $10 on it, you could win $241.40.
It's pretty good.
I've wasted $10 on worse things.
All right, let's wrap up with our game of the week. Which matchup do you think is the most fun? What's your must watch, Mason?
On paper, I wanted to go with the Ravens and the Chiefs on paper, or even if this was a year ago or 2 years ago. I've just not enjoyed watching, to be honest, either of those teams. They're not as electric. Maybe they'll catch a stride. Maybe the Ravens, but the Chiefs have not been. So
Ravens scoring a lot of points.
They are, but maybe I'm just recency bias from the last game.
Did you bet on the Ravens and it didn't go your way?
That's exactly what happened. Okay. Actually, you caught me. The game of the week I'm going to go with, and it also got brought up at the beginning of the episode, and that's going to be in Dublin, Vikings and the Steelers. Nothing beats
these games.
Nothing beats firing up the Blackstone and making breakfast. And then just eating breakfast while you're watching a morning at 8:30 in the morning, making some bets. You gotta make sure your fantasy lineup set. Do what?
Yeah, you did a Mason thing. You said nothing beats a morning like getting up and watching a morning. You meant a football game.
I did do a Mason
I personally love to watch the mornings.
Just a good morning watch. I'm excited over here, but make sure you set your lineups. The real bald knowers, you can tell the ones that are not when they forget to set their lineups for fantasy.
What the heck? There's a game this morning.
There's a game at 8:30. What the? So there you go. That's my. I actually had no matchup breakdown. Just the fact that
Aaron Rodgers versus Carson Wentz. We're pumped up about it.
Listen, we took the over on that Carson Wentz. Jake Browning game, so I don't want to hear it.
Thanks, Vikings defense.
They scored all the points for the over to hit.
No, that'll be fun. I do like having those early morning games. They're fun. Get you ready, get you primed for the day.
It's true.
All right, I am gonna go with the Ravens and Chiefs. And the only reason is one of these teams. Now the Ravens, their division's trash. Like I don't believe in the Steelers. The Joe Burrow injury ends the Bengals, and the Browns are the Browns. So the Ravens are still going to be a playoff team.
Risky.
Yeah, frisky. Joe Burrow, or not Joe Burrow, Joe Flacco.
The Browns have the same record as both these teams that you were talking about.
Better record,
by the way,
than the Chiefs, right?
They're both 1 and 2. All three teams are 1 and 2.
So I mean, the Ravens are probably going to be a playoff team, but the Ravens are just annoying. Like they're just the same thing every year. Lamar Jackson is just like.
I just said they weren't fun to watch, and you're grilling me over here.
You said they weren't electric.
Yeah.
They've
Derrick
scored
Henry
like
fumbling the ball over here left and right like he's never played football.
Well, maybe the Titans were right to let him go.
Negative.
No, this is just a big game. This is early in the season. One of these teams is going to be 1-4 after this game. Like that, it's hard to come back, or 1-3. And if you're the Chiefs, you're an underdog at home against this Ravens team. Like you don't like by a 3 point or 1.5 points. It's just not where you are used to seeing the Chiefs. The Chiefs season could very well be like in jeopardy after this week. It's definitely going to be after next week. But I mean, you got the Chargers who are 3-0. The Denver Broncos are 2-1. I mean, this is shaping up to be a really hard division, and you cannot fall this fast. Like get behind in the standings this quick. So I'm very interested to see how the Chiefs come out, if they bounce back and look like themselves, or if Lamar is just going to go in there and do his regular season MVP thing and just put up a bunch of numbers and win by himself.
Love it. Okay, my game of the week. We already talked. I think there's two really fun games in college football this weekend. We already talked about one of them a good bit, the Oregon Penn State. I'm going to talk about the other one. This is LSU traveling to Ole Miss. This is a 1.5 point. Ole Miss are the favorite, but that's actually flipped. LSU was the favorite whenever this line first dropped. You're talking about a Garrett Nussmeier-led LSU team that is number 4 ranked in the nation, who is undefeated. They've won some big football games, but they have not looked perfect for sure against an Ole Miss team that now has a starting quarterback named Trinidad Chambliss for this game. He's running the ball a lot. They're doing a lot of these are two very imperfect offenses and two very good defenses at this point. Which is going to make for a pretty interesting showdown. Could be low scoring. I anticipate this being a very fun matchup. I think it's going to be close. It's at Ole Miss, which obviously is going to be an electric environment down there. Yeah, fun game. I think this is going to be between this one and then the Oregon Penn State. You got some marquee matchups this weekend against some top 15 teams. So I think this will be a fun one.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this game. LSU's defense has been playing really well. Ole Miss, I went into the season thinking maybe they'd be a little bit down, and so far, so much not true. Like they're still offensively as electric as ever. I think Lane Kiffin is wanting to stick it to everybody. So I like Ole Miss a lot. I know we're about to get into our AI or us versus AI parlay. That was my leg. I'm taking Ole Miss to win the game. I think they have the quarterback who he can make enough plays with his legs and throwing the ball. And I take Lane Kiffin over Brian Kelly when it comes to the head coaching matchup.
I'm not sure Nussmeier is very good. I just don't.
Yeah,
I don't think he's the guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Some poor fortunate quarter or some team is going to draft him in the first round. It's going to be bad. It's probably going to be the Saints.
Please not the Titans. Okay.
You guys just took Cam Ward. You're not drafting.
I know, but we do so much stupid things. We drafted Will Levis a couple years ago. Okay, so my leg of this parlay, well, we might as well go ahead and wrap it up. Tens took Ole Miss. I am taking, again, we have not mentioned it all yet. I'm taking South Carolina, who's currently at -6. I anticipate that to move some. It's been popping around a good bit. This is a South Carolina team that had a really embarrassing loss last week. They have not looked very good at times, but Lenore Sellers, or that was 2 weeks ago, I guess, when they lost to Vanderbilt. This is a South Carolina team that has had a lot of expectations coming into the season, have not really met them so far. I think they're looking for a bounce back game. Most of my reason for this bet is I believe that this Kentucky team is like horrifically bad. Sorry, South Carolina actually lost to Missouri last week. They lost to Vanderbilt 2 weeks ago. And that's a good Missouri team. That was a fun game to watch. I think that having the quarterback back helps a good bit. South Carolina's defense is still pretty good. I just have to believe that at home they're going to be Kentucky by more than 6 points. So there's my leg.
All right. And then my leg is going to be Hawkinson for the Vikings over 37.5 receiving yards because of the blowout last week. He was very limited on routes, so he only ran 18 routes. Of those 18 routes, he caught 5 of his 6 targets for 49 yards. With the blowout, they didn't really need to run much more than that. So with us anticipating, I think it's a 2.5 point spread. So anticipating this is a closer game, I expect him to have more routes, therefore more targets, therefore more receiving yards. So 37.5
Makes a lot of sense.
receiving yards. Thank you. Math is mathing.
All right, so that puts the boys parlay at plus 562 with Ole Miss money line, South Carolina -6, and TJ Hawkinson over 37.5 yards receiving. AI. Now, this is the first time AI's parlay I've actually liked, but they're still going to lose, so it doesn't matter. They are starting out with Minnesota -5.5 against Rutgers at home. That's the loser leg right there. So they're going to lose on the very first leg.
Love it.
But if not, they got Chargers -6 after that. I think our guy, I know I threw out a stat about rookie quarterbacks not covering spreads. Jackson Dart's that guy. He's going to cover that spread. They're going to win the game, maybe even. And then their final leg is Panthers Patriots over 42.5 points. These teams stink. They're not scoring 30 points combined. So that's a loser leg too.
Wow, 0-3. Tough look for the AI.
For sure.
We have our first win of the season.
Exactly.
I feel it.
This feels like the one right here. I like all these. And with me and Zach going college and Mason going at 8:30 in the morning, you'll wake up.
This could be cooked. Yeah.
We're by the noon kickoff slate, you're going to have a pocket full of money. You're going to have already cashed a plus 500 parlay.
An afternoon slate.
True. But AI's parlay came out to plus 579. So if you want to waste your money taking theirs, feel free. But I wouldn't.
Same. Okay, I think that's a pod, folks. We will be back with you on Monday to recap all these games, to bask in the win that we took over AI. We are very excited about that. We are on TikTok. We're giving out some bets there. Tens has been putting up clips and stuff like that. Interact with us there. We love to get the conversation going to stir some things up over there. So be with us there, and we hope you guys have a great weekend. We will see you back here on Monday.